Where do you run for safety when the world feels dangerous? When the headlines scream chaos, the future looks uncertain, and anxiety creeps into your heart. Where do you find your shelter? We live in a world full of unpredictable storms, from pandemics and natural disasters to personal loss, fear, and mental overwhelm. Safety is no longer something we take for granted. We double-check locks, install security cameras, buy insurance, and scroll for answers. And yet deep down, we still feel exposed. But what if I told you there is a place of true safety? Not just physical protection, but a spiritual refuge, a shelter for your soul that no virus, no fear, no enemy, no darkness can touch. That's exactly what Psalm 91 offers us. This isn't just a passage of scripture, it's a divine declaration, a promise that there is a place where you can live, rest, and dwell in the shadow of the Almighty, covered, protected, and secure. Verse 1 begins, "Whoever dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." Let that sink in for a moment. This is not about visiting God when we feel afraid. It's about dwelling, living in His presence daily. And when we do, something supernatural happens. We come under His covering, His wing, His shadow. You see, in ancient times, a shadow was symbolic of presence and protection. To be under someone's shadow meant you were close, intimately connected. And here God invites us to come that close, every day, not just when disaster strikes, not just when we're overwhelmed, but as a lifestyle, as a home. Psalm 91 doesn't deny danger, it acknowledges it. But it also declares that when we abide in God, danger doesn't have the final word. So today, let me ask you again, where are you looking for safety? Because the world may offer temporary shelter, but only God offers eternal refuge. Psalm 91 is not a superstition or a religious slogan. It's a spiritual stronghold, and the door is open wide. Let this be your invitation to step under the covering of the Most High today. Let it be the beginning of your dwelling, not in fear, but in faith. Let's walk slowly through Psalm 91 and let its truth settle deep into your heart. Because this psalm isn't about wishful thinking. It's about trusting the one who has never failed. Verse 2 says, "I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him I will trust." Here's the thing. What we speak matters. What we declare shapes our reality. David doesn't just believe it, he says it. There is power in speaking out your trust in God. When you declare, "You are my refuge and fortress," you are reminding your soul where it belongs. Not in fear, not in panic, but in the hands of the Almighty. A refuge is where you run to escape. A fortress is what surrounds and protects you. God is both. Verse 3-4 continues, "Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge." Did you catch that? He will deliver you. Surely, not maybe, not possibly, but surely. God doesn't operate in uncertainty. His protection is not a gamble. It's a guarantee for those who dwell in Him. And the image here is so tender, God covering you with His feathers. Like a mother bird sheltering her chicks, God pulls you close when the world feels cold and unsafe. I love that Scripture uses this picture because protection isn't just about walls and weapons. It's about presence. It's about nearness. Verse 5-6 tells us, "You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day, nor of the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday." Fear is one of the most crippling forces in life, and it doesn't care what time it is. Day or night, it tries to creep in. But this psalm says, "You shall not be afraid." Why? Because when you're under God's shadow, fear loses its voice. This doesn't mean danger won't exist. It means it won't define you. It won't control you. It won't own your peace. Which verse 7 is radical. 1,000 may fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Think about that. When everything around you seems to be collapsing, God says, I've got you. It's not that you're better or stronger. It's that you're covered, not because of your effort, but because of his covenant. Verses 9 to 10 affirm, because you have made the Lord your dwelling place, no evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. Notice it says, because. These promises are connected to a decision. Where will you dwell? God never forces himself on us. But when we choose to make him our dwelling, when we prioritize his presence, when we remain in his word, he surrounds us. He shields us. He keeps our home safe. No evil, no plague, no matter the headlines. Verses 11 to 12 declare something even more incredible. For he shall give his angels charge over you, to keep you in all your ways. Yes, you are protected by angels. This isn't a fairy tale. This is truth. God commands his heavenly army to watch over you, not occasionally, but in all your ways. At work, on the road, at home, in the unknown. You're not just covered, you're surrounded. Verse 13 says, you shall tread upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent you shall trample underfoot. These are images of danger, predators, and poison. But Scripture flips the narrative. You are not the hunted, you are victorious. Not because of your strength, but because you're walking in the authority of God's name. That means even when the enemy tries to strike, your feet are on higher ground. And then something beautiful happens. In verses 14 to 16, God himself speaks. This is no longer David's voice, it's God's. Listen closely. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. What a promise. God says, you love me. I'll protect you. You know my name. I'll lift you up. You call, I'll answer. You face trouble, I'll be there. You fall, I'll rescue. You feel forgotten, I'll honor you. You fear death, I'll satisfy you with life and salvation. There's no fine print, no conditions based on performance. Just the heartbeat of a father who says, because you love me, I will act. Friend, these verses aren't meant to be framed and forgotten. They're meant to be lived, breathed, believed. They're not empty words. They're weapons of truth. And when fear rises, when uncertainty screams, you can go back to Psalm 91 and say, this is my promise. This is my covering. This is where I dwell. So after hearing every line of the psalm, after walking through each promise and every assurance from God's heart to yours, here's the question. How will you live today? Will you live guarded by fear or grounded in faith? Will you keep looking for safety in systems and strategies? Or will you take shelter in the presence of the Most High? Psalm 91 is clear. Our protection doesn't come from alarms, locks, or human plans. It doesn't come from being the strongest or smartest person in the room. It comes from intimacy, from abiding, from choosing to dwell, not visit, not drop by, but dwell in God's presence. This isn't just theology, it's practical, it's real. Because the truth is, no matter how hard we try, we cannot control this world. We can't stop every threat, but we can choose where we anchor our hearts. And there's only one anchor that never fails, the covering of the Almighty. Friend, I want you to hear this deeply. You are not alone. You are not unprotected. You are not defenseless. The shadow of God is not a myth. It is a promise. And when you walk with Him daily, when you speak His name, trust His word, and lean on His Spirit. You are surrounded by more than you can see. Let Psalm 91 become your anthem, your home base, your morning prayer. Not just words on a page, but a way of life. So today, right now, wherever you are, pause and make this your declaration. Today, I choose to dwell in the shelter of the Most High. I rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will not be ruled by fear, because I know I am covered, not by human strength, but by God's grace. Let this be how you live, not shaken, not afraid, but secure, because the God who promised these words is still on the throne, and His protection isn't based on the condition of the world. It's based on the constancy of His character. So breathe deep, walk forward, rest easy. You are under His wings. You are safe. You are held.